Merry Christmas, everyone. It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest piece of One Piece. Chapter 1102, The Life of Kuma. Now, I thought about reacting to this one, but as you guys know, I'm very late with all my videos anyways and such, so I'm just trying to play catch up here while I have a spare, 5 minutes, so to speak. And so I read the chapter when I had the opportunity. I read the chapter, and I mean, it was a good time to end it. I don't think Oda does this on purpose, but a break next week, obviously. So we won't. The next chapter should be either right before the new year or the new year, right? 2024. This potentially, with the break next week, is the last chapter of 2023, and it's also the end of the flashback. So, and happy birthday, Bonnie. You know, like, what a way to end this chapter. What a way, like, seriously, this flashback has been about as long, or maybe longer, I'm not sure, but it's probably not longer, but it's reminding me very much of the, I didn't expect to get an Odin level, like, mini arc flashback inside of randomly fighting against Saint Saturn, you know? Once again, I could argue the placement of this all damn day long. Egghead is, a lot of people actually were bringing up on Discord, they were bringing up the fact that this arc is now getting, like, it's fighting for, it's much longer than a lot of other arcs, and they were listing the arcs, and I'm like, there's no way, but then Egghead includes all the Garp stuff, Egghead includes all this Kuma flashback stuff, Egghead, the Shank stuff. Egghead is not just on Egghead. If we count Egghead as the chapters that actually happen on Egghead, it's nowhere near the amount of chapters we think. But Egghead as a whole arc, you know, because people don't believe in post-Wano arc for some reason. But if you count those chapters leading up to this, I mean that is a while, you know what I mean? So, we're finally at the end of the flashback with Bonnie, of course, weeping and crying and stuff. And there's not really, for me, I mean, for an analyst, somebody like Tekking who's going to go through each page and stuff. And once again, this isn't a chapter where it's like, whoa, let's react to it. I find it very emotional, and it's a very good chapter. But generally speaking, all we're doing is going through One Piece from chapter 1 till now from Kuma's perspective. That's it. That's what this chapter is. This chapter is, let's see what Kuma's thoughts were as One Piece happened. That's what it was. Was it good? Yes. Was it entertaining? Yes. But I don't really have a whole lot to say on the matter. Nothing that hasn't already been said. Kuma is an amazing character. Automatically jumping up on so many people's lists as a top 10, top 5 character, top 5 tragic backstories, top 5 this, top 5 that, top 1 this. Kuma has risen in stocks and bonds and fucking, I don't know, Amazon Prime memberships jumped up to a level with this flashback. By the fan base, by YouTubers, by the community, by a whole. And that's fantastic, because Kuma is incredible. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't really have anything to comment that hasn't already been commented. The chapter is great. Kuma as a whole is, I still have my problems with Vegapunk's naivete and such. And I do have a problem with the fact that he managed to somehow program in, because things are like, I'm a scientist too, and I'll know if you fuck up. But somehow he managed to agree to the request to, right after I erase you as a person, you want me to last minute program you in specifically, like this will take 0 time, like I can do this in 10 seconds. You want me to tell you to go to the Straw Hat ship and protect it until one of them returns. And what am I going to tell the government where he's gone? What's going to happen in the next 2 years? Like, The problem with there is an actual little bit of, it's not a plot hole necessarily. I'm sure it'll be explained. But the issue is that I have is that Vegapunk was unable to fucking say, hey, like, it isn't even brought up, hey, we're going to put all your memories in this Paw thing. I'm going to keep it in a sealed container. And maybe on the off chance one day it's a 1,000,001 chance, but the override I'm going to do on your personality and make you a total living Terminator, if we can get you in contact with this, your memories will come back and the government doesn't need to know about it. You know, that's not even brought up because I'm still under the impression, had Kuma touched the bubble, which he says disappears, had Kuma touched the bubble, wouldn't that restore all his memories? You know what I mean? Like with all this scientific shit, like couldn't Vegapunk, without Saint Saturn knowing, done this? And then you could argue, oh well, Saint Saturn, he was watching and blah blah blah. Yeah, but if he was watching, then he knows that he programmed him to go to protect the Straw Hat ship for 2 years. So it's like, wait a minute now. When was he watching? When was he not watching? And granted, you tell me that took 10 seconds. Like, all right, I'm about to pull the lever and kill all your humanity. Oh, you want me to program you to do this? Yeah, okay, I promise. Click. You know, like, or no, it's like, all right, well, that's going to take me 3 days and sleepless nights to program and make sure that you do that incentive, blah, 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 you know? Like, so, I know it's One Piece magic science, but for me, still, at the end of the day, I'm just sitting here and I'm just saying that I don't believe that there's a way that that Kuma couldn't have come back, and I also believe that there wasn't better ways that Vegapunk could have went about this. In all honesty, Vegapunk, I mean, obviously the world knows and the world government are the problem, but Vegapunk has not made Kuma's life that much easier. Yes, he saved his daughter, but at the expense of so much that he didn't need to. If he would just learn how to fucking not, like, it's like people who are, it's like that Family Guy meme with Chris Griffin and Stewie going to that party, you know, and they're like, oh, the Alexa is watching me and stuff like that. It's like, you don't think with this thing right here that the government couldn't listen? I mean, maybe that's a conspiracy or whatever, right? But I understand people. I understand people who are like, no, I'm not talking about fucking military grade, like, treasonous level shit while there's a webcam in the room, while there's a computer, while there's a cell phone in the room. I get why I have to lock this baby up into a titanium steel encased gold encrusted vault before I go into Department of National Defense shit in Canada, you know, and just to work on some, like a plug or a light. I get it. I get why you can't bring in electronic devices that have any type of signaling into these secure areas. So, the fact that the world's smartest man does not sweep his own lab for Den Mushies? Like, all this could have been avoided. Could have cured the had he sweep that place, could have cured the sapphire illness, and none of this bad shit, extra shit would have happened to Kuma, and he still would have been able to see Bonnie. Vegapunk is actually the one to blame for naivety, for poor maintenance, for so many. Yeah, Vegapunk is probably right down there with one of my most hated characters. Not just in One Piece, but of all time, because so much shit could have been avoided had Vegapunk just had... Apparently, he has a brain up to the ceiling. But if he had even this much of my brain, none of this shit would have happened. For a guy with such a big brain, he's the biggest idiot. So many bad things have happened because of this man, especially in this arc, but now across the history of One Piece since chapter 1. Has happened because this man is an idiot. Because this man fucked up. And there is no excusing it. There's none of this whole, oh, he's quirky like Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory, so he didn't get it and stuff. No, we've seen before he split himself into androids that he had all the, like, he was quirky, but he had all the fundamentals of a person. You know? Like the first number one, the one that had the dome helmet and stuff, the Stella body, whatever, or the star, whatever. He was very logical, like, oh shit, we should check into this because this is suspicious, blah, 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 blah. Like, he had the three-dimensional thinking, like, holy shit, the Sherlock Holmes level thinking that you expect from the world's smartest man. So, wait a minute, that was once a part of Vegapunk, just like all the others were. Like, the need to eat, the need to sleep, the need to invent, the need to this, the need to that. The 7 deadly sins were all part of him at one point. So, there is no excuse. There's no... He only thinks about science and doesn't think about the ramifications afterwards. And we've seen that he is a fully thinking human being at the end of the day. He gets angry at the world government. He fights against them. He gets so upset with the Kuma operation. He cries and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, it's great for you to get angry. It's great for you to cry. But at the end of the day, you caused this by being an idiot. By not being the world's smartest man. You know, like, it's just, I just don't really buy that part of his character. And that's why he's probably my most hated character in One Piece, honestly. He's right up there with the Celestial Dragon as far as I'm concerned. Because the Celestial Dragon started Kuma's suffering, Vegapunk made sure it continued. Just saying. So, yeah, he's right up there. He's right up there. And there is no written... good writing, plot, reason, excuse for this to have happened. Other than Vegapunk is like that much of a dumbass. So, anyways, yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot to say on the chapter, obviously, so this was just a Vegapunk rant here at the, a couple days till Christmas and stuff. So let's rant about a fictional character and get our blood pressure up to here. And yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm trying to think of something else about the chapter. I mean, it was really cool seeing it from Kuma's perspective. It really was. Seeing it from Kuma's perspective was really cool. It's just that at the end of the day, that's all it was. It's stuff we already saw, like him going like, holy shit, Zoro took something that would even knock me on my ass. You know, it's like, oh yeah, so Zoro fans are happy. And like seeing like Luffy's like, I lost all my friends, I couldn't save anybody. It's like, no, I'm saving you and stuff. And like we didn't, here's the funny thing, we didn't need to see this to know that this was Kuma, what Kuma was roughly thinking. As we go through this chapter and see his inner thoughts as to why, when he's doing this action, when he's doing that action that we saw in the series already, knowing this, like up until chapter 1101, we could have summarized this ourselves. We could incentivize. Oda chose to show us. I don't mind that he did, but it's nothing we couldn't have already assumed and been correct. Granted, any anime manga fan base is absolutely toxic and crazy, so there's probably somebody who would have said, oh, Oda didn't put it in black and white, so it doesn't count, blah, 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 you know, and, you know. But we could have assumed 90% of this chapter happened without problem. So there wasn't really a whole lot left for anybody to say, you know. But I do like the chapter. It was cool to see all the events happen from Kuma's perspective, and there at the end with the happy birthday Bonnie, 10th birthday Bonnie, because that's what Bonnie was going to see for. Like, he forgot my 10th birthday, this is what we're supposed to go out to see. And of course Kuma kept avoiding her even when she was a pirate and stuff like that, fighting off in against Whitebeard, all that stuff. And it was just like all the events that transpired, you know, at this point. it was a very emotional chapter. It was a great ending to the flashback, in my opinion, as well, especially with Bonnie just weeping in tears and jumping back to the present. So, once again, Saint Saturn is about to get his goddamn comeuppance. Or he better. He better, because Luffy might be out. And Kizaru's out. But it's time for some certain people to step up. There's more than one person with Conqueror's Hockey. There. I'm just saying. And there's another guy who is the helmsman of a certain future King of the Pirates crew there. I'm just saying that. And there's a musician. Let's just be real. Yo ho ho ho, there's a musician. So I just want to see like, after seeing all this and knowing who caused it and stuff, we really do need to see this guy get it. We need the gloriness, remember when Charles got punched? You know, and they showed that here too in this chapter. Remember that? We deserve that. We deserve that feast for the eyes. We as a fan base deserve to see that. And there is a term or phrase for what I'm talking about. I can't think of it at the moment, but feast for the eyes is best I could come up with. But, and like, he deserves his comeuppance and blah blah blah. Yeah, but that's not what I'm thinking. There is a phrase I'm thinking of, but can't think of it. One of those things. I'm getting old. What is it? But it is what it is. But yeah, either way, we need to see Saint Saturn, you know, just get his shit wrecked. Let's just be real. Let's just call a spade a spade. You just get his shit wrecked because he needs to. Somebody needs to punch this fucker in the face, you know. And yeah. So that's pretty much it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, Merry Christmas to everybody. Because I believe this is the last chapter of the year. Maybe not. We might get 1103 before New Year's. But just in case we don't, this is definitely the last one before Christmas. So definitely Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day, all that stuff. But if it is the last one before 2024, then also Happy New Year to everyone as well. I don't know if I'll have the opportunity to do any type of podcast or anything for Christmas, but or New Year's this year. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a good one. Treat yourselves especially well. I hope you've had a good year. I know this year has been just as difficult ever since COVID. There's been so many difficult years and stuff like that. You know, the past couple of years, no one's really had a great year. I mean, maybe some people, but they're in the minority, you know what I mean? You know, with everything going on in the world and stuff. So I just hope that you have a roof over your head, family and friends that you can count on, and some food, you know, to fill your plate. That, you know, that's, at this point, that's more than so many people have, even in first world countries these days. So it's just, I hope you guys are treating yourselves well, you know, and you're healthy and stuff like that. So that's it. That's the spiel for me for One Piece. The last piece of One Piece for 2023, potentially. If you guys enjoyed, Merry Christmas, everyone. Sayonara.